What is going on, you guys? Graham GSM Matthews here, back with another installment of Injection of Inspiration, the video series where I offer helpful tips, motivational advice, all that other good shit. So if you haven't done so already, check out the other two videos from the past 2 weeks, talking about how tough times don't last, tough people do, and how the only opinion of you that matters is the one that you have of yourself. Doesn't really matter which one you check out first, or both two completely different topics, I guess, as is today's. So I was thinking of what I should talk about for this video blog, for this, of sorts, it's not really a video, but you know what I mean. For this installment of the Injection of Inspiration series, something that I've talked about, a lot of this stuff I've talked about quite a bit in the past, like I've said on Facebook, Twitter, blog posts, on my website, videos like this, just not more recently. But talking about, not really love life and stuff like that, and romance and all that other shit, but I think there is a common, thought process out there that if I don't find my one, so to speak, the perfect person for me to spend the rest of my life with, within a certain period of time, my life's over. I'll never find that person. And of course, this could go many different ways. And I'm sure I'll split this up into several different videos because I can go on about this forever. I'm having experience in this field myself for the past several years, and only just recently finding someone I really feel truly happy with, and my girlfriend Haley, who I had met a number of years, it's a long story, but I met her a number of years ago. We only got together a couple months ago over the summer, and I have never honestly felt happier with anyone than I have than with her. She came up to visit me last month. She lives in South Dakota. I live in the Northeast. Like I said, long story, but nevertheless, like I said, I feel like there was this fear among mostly young people, like people my age. I'm 21 years old, if you guys didn't already know that. I'm a senior in college. If you feel like, and this was my thought process earlier this year when I was going through something completely different, that had I not met my perfect person, the one for me, so to speak, my one, that perfect girl, guy, for whoever, that if I did not meet them in high school / college, I would never meet them. Because I feel like, and this is all opinion-based, but for me, I felt like the only time the perfect time to meet people, to date and to see and to talk to, whatever, is in high school, college. You will never again be around that many people your age. I mean, you will when you work, but not that many people, depending on where you go to school. College-wise, high school-wise, middle school-wise, I think middle school relationships are kind of a joke. You really don't start to get serious about relationships until at least high school, but you're not really fully mature until maybe even college or even beyond that. But even still, I think a lot of people do think, oh man, if I don't find this perfect person now, I got to rush to find them now because I'll never find them later. That is so inaccurate. You can find people for you to spend the rest of your life with. In high school, you could have a high school sweetheart. You could find them in college, as I did. You could find them after college. You could find them at work. You could find them in your 30s, late 20s, 40s, 50s. It doesn't matter how old you are. You will find that perfect person at some point. And something I have always said, which I think could not be any more true. Again, all opinion-based. Your opinion may very much differ from mine. But that you do not need someone to make you happy. The only person you will need to make you happy is you. I think being single is something very underrated for a lot of people. I think single to some people is the equivalent to death. Like, it's the absolute worst thing you could possibly go through. Yet, being single, I'm not saying that you should go without a relationship forever, but in being single, you will find out more about yourself than you would if you were with someone else. That's from my own personal experience. I feel like also you will find out more about yourself through failures than you will through getting or finding that person right off the bat. I have had an interest in several people, several girls for years. I mean, anyone who has followed me for long enough, dating back to high school, knows my stories that I've shared on Twitter. I haven't done it in a long time. But you guys know my not sob stories, but my background, and know Jason, who's probably listened to this, knows some of the things I've told him in the past as well. But even through those times, okay, if it was my fault, I know what not to do in the future for future relationships. If it was the other person's fault, guy, girl, whoever, then I know try to avoid those type of people in the future. And I mean, heartbreak is inevitable. You cannot go through life without suffering some sort of heartbreak at one point or another. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It happens to the best of us. So you just have to accept it. It's not the end of the world. You will move on. For some, it takes longer than others. But you will move on, and in those times that you go through that heartbreak, that trauma, not only through relationships, and I've said it before in that Tough Times video 2 weeks back in the inaugural installment of the Injection Inspiration series, that is through those times, you have to go through the bad times to enjoy the good. This year has not been a terrible year by any stretch of the imagination. It's been a very interesting year for yours truly. Maybe other stories I'll share at some other point in other videos and shit. But it's been a banner year, to say the least. A very memorable year has been 2016, for better or for worse. Mostly for good. But still, I mean, like I said earlier, when I found Haley, when I met her, or really kind of started talking more seriously with her a couple months ago, I have never really felt happier with anyone than I'm with her, or talking to her, seeing her, whatever. And I feel like you'll know when you find that special person. Again, they're out there. There is someone for everybody out there, regardless of what you might think, whatever experiences you might have had that might dictate otherwise. There is absolutely someone out there for you. And just because they don't come to you doesn't mean they're not out there. Sometimes it takes a bit more soul searching. For me, I'm not always out on the weekends looking for someone, before I found Haley, I wasn't always out looking for people to mingle with. I don't really give a shit, because I'm the type of person, again, everyone's different. If you're more individualistic, then you might just find more, not really freedom, but being more happy by yourself. You can find things to do. I find things to keep me busy. I'm a busy person anyway. Other people need to be in a relationship. They need someone to spend their time with. And that, again, that's absolutely understandable. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think the bottom line, the main message I want to send for this video is that person that you're looking for, you may have to go through a few small relationships with people before you find out, you know what, this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. I mean, if you're, for me, this is just me speaking here, again, my personal opinion, but I don't do that type of stuff. I don't do like mini relationships that I'm just spending someone that I'm content with just to say I'm in a relationship. If I don't fully love that person, which again is a very, not overrated word, but I would say overused word, is the word love. I used that many, many times in the past. And you will not know until you truly love someone, until you're with them long enough, or you might know right off the bat. But it's not a word that you should use after knowing someone or for talking to them for 3 days. You know what I mean? You might have a feeling that they're the one, but you might not truly know whether you love them or not, or whether they love you or not after a stretch of time. Again, personal experience. The word love you might not really be all too familiar with in high school and whatnot. Again, I feel like it takes some maturing to figure that out. Maybe in college or maybe in your senior year of high school, you will never really truly know until as you get older. Just because someone looked at you, you think that they might be into you doesn't mean that they love you. They might have an interest in you. You might have an interest in them, but it doesn't necessarily mean you love them. You know what I mean? But I completely forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, it feels, if you're at that age, like I am at college, high school, even if you're older and you're like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it doesn't really freaking matter. You can find that person at any age. It really does not matter. And again, it doesn't matter whether you're individualistic and you can find happiness by yourself or you need to be in a relationship with someone. Oh, but now I remember what I was going to say. I'm the type of person that I'm only going to be in a full-on relationship, a full-fledged relationship with someone if I know that I truly love them. Or if I know that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with them. Not just because, I'm content with being in a relationship. I really have no strong feelings towards this person whatsoever. That's not me. So anyway, that's just my helpful advice. Maybe there were other things I wanted to talk about. I might share future stories and more videos to come. Who knows? But I just wanted to share that. So just because you might be single on Christmas or Valentine's Day is not the end of the world. If you have your core group of friends, family, people that care about you, love you, that's all that matters. Even if you're a really happy person, if you are not in a relationship, it really does not matter. It's all personal preference, and you will find that person at some point. No need to freak out because they're not coming to you right off the bat. And when you do find that special person, another thing I wanted to hit home, another thing I wanted to kind of relay, another message I wanted to relay in this video, that if you go through enough heartbreak, it makes that finding that one person that truly means the world to you that much sweeter. Again, if you find them right off the bat, that's great. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like there's more gratification, more satisfaction in finding that one. Again, the one. After going through so much heartbreak and after going through several relationships or interests, whatever, where that person is not the one for you. And when you do ultimately find that one, it'll be that much more worth it. It'll be like winning the main event of WrestleMania. That's how you know that they're the one for you. And if they also, another thing I should talk about, again, I should probably split this up in other videos, is that if you have to change yourself, if you have to put up a fake facade for someone, a fake image, an appearance for someone, they're probably not the one for you. If they don't accept you for who you are, no matter how weird you might be, such as myself, then they're probably not going to be for you, because you can only put on, that act for so long. So just remember that as you're going through your soul searching and your romantic shit and all that other stuff, as you're mingling and styling and profiling your way through life. So just some helpful tips. Again, what do I know? I'm only 21 years old. I really am no guru in love by any stretch of the imagination. But as I said, if you go through enough heartbreak, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it's even better, because like I said, it makes finding that one true love for you mean that much more in the end. I know it did for me when I found Haley and started talking to her a couple months ago. I know it really did mean the world to me, that much more than it would have if I found her, if I started talking to her the way that I have now 5 years ago or 4 years ago, before I matured into the person I am now. So maybe it is better that you find that one true love later in life, so you don't find them earlier on when you're still immature and figuring yourself out, figuring life out, and you fuck it up by accident. That shit happens. And even if you do fuck it up, or they fuck it up again, it's not the end of the world. You're still here. You're still breathing. You're still living. There's people out there that are going through far worse than you are. And that stuff always, it always gets better. It always gets better. When you hit rock bottom, love-wise, in a relationship, whatever, romantically speaking, once you hit rock bottom, the only place to go is up. And it might take a couple days. If you don't feel good after a day, that's perfectly normal. That is perfectly freaking normal. It just might take more time than others. Everybody is different. There is no cure. There is no recipe for feeling better, other than just keeping yourself busy, finding people and finding things that make you happy, whether it be watching wrestling or watching a sports game or going to a sports game, going to a movie to get your mind off things. And it won't make those problems go away, but it will turn your attention from them, so you're not, delving on those issues. You're not, really focused on them, which you should not do. You should try to, instead of focusing on the bad, try to focus on the good and move forward. And that's the best way to kind of get over a heartbreak, bad situation, trauma, traumatic experience, whatever. Again, a lot of different tips I would offer throughout this video. I know this video is all over the fucking place. That's the point, though. I don't have a script. I'm just going off this freestyle here. So anyway, guys, I'll be doing more of these videos in the future, romantically linked and otherwise, of course, in future installments of the video series. There's no real set schedule for these videos. I try to put them up on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, whatever, probably Wednesdays, and on the weekends as well. This one should be going up on Saturday. Again, no real set schedule. Maybe actually Sunday. Probably Sunday. This video will probably be going up on the 18th. But anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Look forward to more of these videos in the future. Again, no set schedule, just going up whenever I feel like it, whenever I have the time to record them. I had no time to record one for Wednesday, but hopefully this coming Wednesday after this one goes up on Sunday. So we're 1 week out from the time this video goes up from Christmas, so I look forward to that. Have a great rest of your holiday season, whether you're Christian, Jewish, whatever, you're celebrating Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, Three Kings Day, whatever the fuck you're celebrating, if anything at all. Have a great week, guys. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.